All right, we're live in Los Angeles with the beautiful and talented Melora Hardin. Thanks so much for doing this.
Thank you.
So you're singing, you're acting, you're dancing. You got a little bit of every. What came first for you?
Well, I mean, I started dancing when I was 5. I started acting professionally when I was 6. I started singing, I mean, since I can remember. My mom said I wrote my first song when I was 2. I don't know if that's
Was it
true.
about meatballs and spaghetti or
It
something?
was actually a song called Coffin Genie, about a little girl who was sick. Her name
Oh.
was Jeannie, and she was sick.
Okay.
And literally, I remember I did play on my brother's guitar so long that I got a blood blister on my finger, just sitting there strumming it. You know, just Coffin Genie sitting by the window. You know, it was just like a little like, who knows, you know?
A little teaser for maybe a next record.
Yeah, yeah. Coffin. I'll have to revisit Coffin
Possibly.
Genie. Yeah.
Maybe not actually.
Maybe
But
not.
talk about the record all the way to Mars.
Yeah.
And is this your first one?
No, it's my 3rd record, but it's
Oh,
my
wow.
first one that's released nationally.
Okay.
Yeah, so I made 2 independently, the Melora Drama and Purr, and that dog is just having a nice time with our
That's
interview,
all right.
but that's fine. He's cute. He's a singer.
Yeah.
He's a
Well, that's the
singer.
thing about the Backstage
Yeah.
Pass. We're live on location, so anything can happen. We had birds chirping before,
Yeah,
and
exactly. So All the Way to Mars is my first nationally released record. I'm really proud of it. We made it. We recorded it live. We recorded 17 songs in 3 days, and it's got a wonderful through line of just, you know, there we all were in the studio together, and you know, I sang and they played, and so it's got a really nice, because it's a real eclectic mix of types of songs. You know, there's some pop, there's some Broadway, there's some of my original songs, and so it's kind of nice to have that live feel.
and so what are you writing about?
Well, let's see. I have there's a few songs on there that I think I kind of found this style of writing on my last record, which was Purr. It's sort of funny and kind of new but old, you know, and Little Doris Day, Little Julie London.
There's a classic
tongue-in-cheek.
Hollywood feel to it.
Yeah, romantic, sexy, you know, funny. And then I also have sort of like the real, I guess, kind of pop. I have like one like kind of pop power ballad, and then I have one that's kind of like a, I guess you would call it kind of a melancholic love song that I guess is slightly, what would that be called? I don't know. Like I guess it's a pop kind of traditional female vocal kind of thing. Yeah.
What do you want to do with me? Do you want to go on tour? Do you want to do the whole musician thing for a little while, or is it just putting out a record because you love music?
Well, I mean, you know, I've been writing songs all my life, and I always have been singing, and it's part of who I am. It always has been part of who I am. I've been singing. I have some gigs, you know, set for Florida next year. I'm going to be singing at the Thousand Oaks Civic Center next year. I probably will sing in the fall here at the Vermont restaurant. I have, you know, I just sang in Indianapolis to
Really?
really rave reviews and standing ovations. I mean, it's so great to get out of Hollywood sometimes. You know what I mean? To get out of LA, where people are just hungry for the kind of experience and you know, sort of I guess just, you know, what you bring, and they're just sort of like, oh my gosh, they just want it. They eat it up, and they just sit there enraptured, and there's such incredible audiences, and they really just seem so appreciative, I guess. And for a performer, there's nothing more wonderful than an audience that really wants you,
Yeah.
you know, to be there, and really wants to hear what you have to sing about, and wants to hear what your stories that you tell, and you know, so it was really quite a lovely experience, you know, lovely time, and so I want to do more of that. I definitely do. I love getting out and singing. I mean, I was on Broadway last year in Chicago as Roxy Hart, and that was just sort of a dream come true because I got to sing, dance, and act, 3 of my passions, and I definitely can't wait to get back on Broadway. I can't wait to get to Florida to do my gigs, and I want to start singing with symphonies. You know, I'm trying to get my charts together to do that, because that's a whole other.
It's LA for you.
Yeah.
Everyone honks here.
Yeah, I know.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
I know.
It's either impatience or I don't know what it is.
Yeah, we're on a little side street, but everyone has to honk.
Yeah. Are you a
going,
honker?
get going.
We'll switch topics.
Yeah.
Do you honk?
I'll honk if someone's about to hit me. Sure.
Well, yes,
Yeah,
well,
then I'll
that's the
honk.
purpose of the horn.
And that happens, you know, pretty much every other day.
There are a lot of bad drivers
yeah, there's bad drivers here. I mean, I was raised in LA, so I became an LA driver, so I'm pretty good at, you know, working the traffic patterns, you know,
Fair enough.
weaving in and out and going around the curves in the canyons. But yeah, I mean, I'll honk if I need to. I try not to honk if somebody's just doing a dumb thing, because I think I do dumb things.
We all do.
You know, we all do dumb things. So if you're not going to hit me, then just go ahead and do your dumb thing, and I'm not gonna honk at you. You know, unless they're just sitting there and you're trying to go, and they're
And on their phone, like
completely
most people have.
unaware of, you know. I try
It happens.
to be a respectful driver as much as I can.
Back to the stage thing, though. It must be nice as a performer to play for an audience as opposed to just a TV camera and the crew standing behind you.
It is, yeah. I mean, you know, for an actor, you know, singer, performer, there's just nothing more gratifying than that instant response. You know exactly when you're funny because they laugh. You know exactly when they're moved because you can feel the energy in the room. You can feel everyone getting emotional. You know exactly, even when you're, you know, when you're doing live gigs singing, you can feel that too. You know, it's my live show is definitely kind of an emotional ride, so you really get to feel when people are just crying and when they're laughing and when they're moved. So it's really gratifying.
From the acting side, do you prefer being able to do 5 takes, or do you prefer the stage environment?
They're very different, and so they require different skill sets. You know, there is something wonderful about being able to take a character from start to finish and really follow the arc of that dramatic, you know, rise and fall. So you really get the beginning, the middle, and the end every night when you're on stage, and that's very fulfilling because you go on a journey and you get to complete that journey. And when you're doing film and television, you're kind of, it's all broken up, you know, so you're doing the end first and the middle last, and you know, but there's a whole different skill set that you need when you're doing film and television, which is just being able to kind of instantaneously get yourself to the right place in the story, the right place emotionally for the character. And I find that also exciting in a different way. And also I think fun to go and either with the TV show or with film to go and see kind of what became of it.
What's the
Because-
process like as an actor? How's it different? How's it differ for you?
Well, I mean, it's, you know, part of when you're doing stage, you kind of get on a wave, and you know, you kind of know where you're starting, and you get on that wave, and you kind of ride the wave, and it just takes you somewhere, and that can be really different every time. But when you're doing film and television, it's more about the moment. It's really about where you've just come from, where you're going, which is similar stuff you do on stage, of course, but because you're just doing one scene and then you're doing another scene out of context, it's really about sort of compartmentalizing and breaking it down, and then again letting it go. You know, so it's a little different. It's quite a bit different, actually.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.